atmosphere was electric. The crowd roared as two vastly different warriors stepped into the ring. Nathan Jones, the towering juggernaut with brute strength, and Moon Lee, the lightning-fast martial artist with razor-sharp precision. This was more than just a fight. It was a spectacle, a clash of raw power against sheer agility, an epic battle of two contrasting styles. Nathan Jones stood like a mountain, his massive frame casting an imposing shadow over the arena. A former strongman and professional wrestler, his physique alone was enough to intimidate most opponents. At 6 feet 11 inches and over 300 pounds, he was a walking fortress. His punches were like wrecking balls, capable of knocking out fighters with a single blow. His grappling ability and sheer durability made him a nightmare in close-quarters combat. However, his strengths were also his weaknesses. His size made him slower than smaller, more nimble fighters. Agility was not his strong suit, and his endurance had been questioned in longer fights. If he couldn't finish his opponent quickly, he risked fatigue setting in. Against a swift and calculated fighter like Moon Lee, that could be dangerous. On the other side stood Moon Lee, a fighter built like a panther, lean, fast, and unpredictable. A master of multiple martial arts, she relied on speed, technique, and strategy rather than raw strength. Her footwork was impeccable, allowing her to slip through defenses and land devastating strikes with pinpoint accuracy. Moon's greatest asset was her ability to read her opponent, exploiting their weaknesses and adapting mid-fight. But speed and agility come at a cost. Moon Lee was significantly smaller than Nathan Jones, making her susceptible to being overpowered if she got caught in his grasp. A single mistake, a mistimed dodge, or a poorly placed counter could lead to a brutal knockout. She had to fight smart, using her speed to tire out the giant before going in for the kill. The bell rang and the fight was on. Jones wasted no time charging at Moon, aiming to end the bout quickly with a devastating haymaker. But she was gone before his fist could connect, darting to the side and countering with a rapid-fire kick to his ribs. It was like striking a boulder. Jones barely flinched. Undeterred, Moon stayed on the move, dancing around the giant, landing quick strikes and frustrating him. Jones swung wildly, his punches powerful but sluggish compared to her nimble footwork. He needed to land just one clean hit to turn the tide, but Moon wasn't giving him the chance. Jones attempted to corner her, using his massive reach to cut off her escape routes. He feinted a left hook before launching a thunderous right hand, and this time it connected. Moon staggered back, visibly shaken. Sensing weakness, Jones pressed forward, looking to finish the fight with a brutal slam. He grabbed hold of her, lifting her off the ground like a rag doll. The crowd gasped. It looked like it was over. But Moon Lee was no ordinary fighter. As Jones attempted to drive her into the canvas, she twisted midair, using his own momentum against him. At the last second, she flipped backward, slipping out of his grasp and delivering a vicious spinning back kick to his head. The impact echoed through the arena. Jones stumbled, dazed. Moon seized the moment. She unleashed a flurry of strikes, elbows, knees, lightning-fast punches, each one precise, each one chipping away at the giant's defenses. Jones swung desperately, but fatigue had begun to set in. His breathing was labored, his movements slower. The mountain was beginning to crumble. Then, in a blur, Moon launched herself into the air, delivering a crushing flying kick straight to Jones's jaw. The giant staggered, his legs wobbled, and with one final strike, a devastating spinning kick to the temple, Nathan Jones collapsed. The referee rushed in. It was over. The crowd erupted in cheers as Moon Lee stood victorious. She had done what many thought impossible, defeated a man nearly twice her size through skill, speed, and strategy. Nathan Jones had the power, but Moon had the precision and endurance to outlast him. This fight wasn't just about size versus speed. It was about intelligence versus brute force, strategy versus raw power. And on this night, the smarter fighter had won. Moon Lee had proven that strength alone wasn't enough to win battles. Sometimes, the sharpest blade is more effective than the heaviest hammer.